Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. 5 Ontario hospitals say data stolen cyber attack has been published online. Ontario-wide child sexual exploitation investigation leads to 10 arrests, 39 charges. Police release photos of 2 males believed to have info about fatal shooting at Brampton School parking lot. Thousands of new COVID-19 vaccination appointments to be offered at Toronto clinics starting Friday. Have you been affected by long ambulance wait times? Let us know. Woman finds black spider in carton of green grapes she brought home from Toronto grocery store. Video shows Toronto cop chasing after police horse that bolted on Halloween night. These were the headlines, and now let's jump right into the details. A Toronto cop was forced to chase after their police horse after the animal got away from them in the downtown core on Halloween night. In a video shared to TikTok early this week, since viewed over 70,000 times, 2 police horses can be seen trotting down Snooker Street in Liberty Village at around 6:30 p.m. on October 31st, but only one of them had an officer in the saddle. Seconds later, a second police officer can be seen jogging after one of the horses. Toronto police confirmed to Awaz News that the officer was about to mount the horse, but it took off before they could saddle up. The horse was secured very quickly and no one was injured, police said in a statement. Mounted police officers are typically responsible for patrolling the streets, with officers and horses constantly engaged in training to guarantee they provide a calm and steady presence in Toronto, according to TPS website. Undercover officers posing as children online have identified and arrested 10 suspects who Ontario Provincial Police say intended to lure and sexually exploit underage victims. The OPP said over a 4-day period, investigators from police services across Ontario used uncovered techniques to access chat rooms and social media apps in an attempt to identify, locate, and arrest those looking to sexually exploit children. The joint investigation, dubbed Project Limestone, took place between September 12 and September 15 and included the North Bay Police Service, the Greater Sudbury Police Service, Durham Regional Police, York Regional Police, and Peel Regional Police, with support from the Sault Ste. Marie Police Service. Police said 39 charges have been laid against the 10 suspects identified during the investigation, including luring, arranging to commit sexual offenses against a child, and making child sexual abuse material. The public should know how quickly predators engage with your children online, Sergeant Tim Brown said in a video posted online. In one case, it took only half an hour from the time a suspect engaged with an undercover officer posing a child online to when they arrived to meet. Police said some of the accused arrived at the meetup point with candy, toys, and sexual paraphernalia. According to the OPP, one of the accused is a repeat offender who was out on bail at the time of his arrest. 55 electronic devices were seized as part of Project Limestone, police said. 4 men from Northern Ontario were charged, including Michael Williams, a 49-year-old North Bay resident, 2 Sudbury men, Brandon Poirier, 30, and Colin Armour, 37, and 66-year-old Joseph Tomchak of Sault Ste. Marie. 2 Vaughan residents, 31-year-old Khan Muhammad and 29-year-old John Joseph Chow, were arrested in connection with the investigation. Edmund Timothy Ball, 52, of Whitby, 25-year-old Markham resident Patil Ayush Kumar, and 67-year-old Wilfred Tyson of Fairgrace, Ontario, were also charged, police said. A 43-year-old man from Massachusetts, who police did not identify, was charged with incest, sexual assault, making, reading child pornography, and counseling another person to commit an indictable offense. That suspect is under investigation by local police, the OPP said, and a forensic examination will be conducted. In a news release, OPP said police services that participated in the joint investigation have noticed a significant increase in the number of calls related to child exploitation. Luring offenders often target a multitude of victims at the same time, the release read. Predators go where children go. It is imperative that parents and caregivers are aware of what their children do online. Police said the Canadian Centre for Child Protection has resources for parents on how to keep children safe online. The OPP added that anyone with the information on incidents involving child sexual exploitation should contact local police agencies or go to cybertip.ca. Data stolen in a ransomware attack targeting half a dozen Ontario hospitals and healthcare institutions have been published online, the hospital said Thursday. We have become aware that data connected to the cyber incident has been published, the hospital said in a statement Thursday. We are reviewing the data to determine its contents. Working with leading cybersecurity experts, we continue to investigate to determine the exact data impacted. On Tuesday, Blue Water Health, Chatham Kent Health Alliance, Erie Shores Healthcare, Hotel Dieu, Grace Healthcare, and Windsor Regional Hospital and their shared service provider Transform Shared Service Organizations confirmed that they had been targeted in a cybersecurity incident. The facilities said that the ransomware attack impacted operations and that some patient, employee, and professional staff data had been compromised. It was not immediately clear Thursday which data were published and where. In the joint statement, the hospital said that any individuals whose data was affected will be notified and that the hospitals are working closely with law enforcement agencies including local police, OPP, Interpol, and the FBI. The Ontario Information and Privacy Commissioner has been notified. Our leaders on advice by our experts that we could not verify claims by the attacker decided we could not yield to their ransom demands. We are aligned in this position with the governments of 50 nations including Canada who have recently pledged to never pay ransom to cyber criminals. The statement read, "We continue to work around the clock to restore systems and we expect to have updates related to the restoration of our systems in coming days. Services at the impacted hospitals are still being affected and the facilities are also working to notify patients whose appointments need to be rescheduled. They are advising those who don't need emergency care to visit their family doctor or local clinic instead. We understand the impact this incident is having on members of our community, including patients and our employees and professional staff, and deeply apologize for inconvenience this has caused," the hospital said. Cyber attacks on healthcare facilities have become increasingly frequent over the past few years, with criminals sometimes locking down key systems and demanding payment for their release or stealing data and threatening to publish it unless a ransom is paid. Last week, Michael Garron Hospital in Toronto implemented a code grey following a data security incident. The hospital said there was no known connection to the ransomware attack against the other hospitals. The code grey there was cleared Wednesday. Other hospitals targeted in recent years include Scarborough Health Network, Toronto's Hospital for Sick Children, Sick Kids, and Humber River Hospital. A Toronto woman got a frightening surprise after seeing what appeared to be a black widow spider nestled in her container of green grapes she took home from the grocery store. While she doesn't normally add green grapes to her grocery list, Brianne Charter said she was hungry while shopping at No Frills in Toronto's West End and wanted an easy snack to eat as soon as she got home. After buying the grapes, Charter said she took them home and put them straight into her fridge before returning a couple of hours later to eat them. As she took out her colander and started to remove the top layers of grapes from the container to wash, that's when Charter noticed this giant black thing nestled inside. Obviously, like I have known, the bugs can get into produce, so I kind of just shook the container to see if it was still alive and it started to move, Charter told Awaz News. Have you been impacted by a long wait for an ambulance? The union representing Toronto paramedics issued a code red alert earlier this week after it said that there were no ambulances available to quickly respond to calls in the city. In a post on social media, the union said that Peel Paramedic Services ultimately had to be called in to provide assistance after it was determined that the nearest ambulance available to respond to a call for an unconscious elderly person was 28 minutes away. It was the second time in October that the union publicized a code red alert. However, the union says the ambulance shortages in Toronto have become a near daily reality. It's only a matter of time before somebody dies waiting on an ambulance, Toronto Civic Employees Union Local 416 Chair Mike Merriman told Awaz News this week. I'm getting from my members that this ambulance shortages is probably happening close to Delhi. The City of Toronto has said that there are no borders for ambulances and that the closest vehicle is always chosen to respond to higher priority calls regardless of location. But a spokesperson for the city did acknowledge this week that there are periods of time when ambulance availability is low and paramedics are diverted from lower to higher priority calls. The spokesperson said that this issue has been further aggravated by significant hospital pressures, which can keep paramedics waiting for hours to offload some patients. If you have been impacted by a long wait for an ambulance, Awaz News wants to hear from you. Toronto Public Health will be releasing another round of appointments for updated COVID-19 shot at its fixed-site vaccination clinics on Friday as city officials urge residents to do the double jab. As part of the city's Fight the Flu and COVID-19 vaccination campaign, residents can get both the flu shot and updated COVID-19 vaccine during one appointment at Toronto's 4 fixed-site vaccination clinics. Appointments opened for all Toronto residents on October 30th. It is an essential thing that I do every year, Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow said at Metro Hall before receiving their flu shot and COVID-19 vaccine on Thursday afternoon. I'm looking forward to spending some time with my grandkids, and sometimes they have a lot of germs picked up from school and childcare centers. She said all people should do the double jab to protect loved ones, friends, neighbors, and co-workers. Already, our hospitals and healthcare system is stressed, she said. We don't need to add a lot more stress into the system. Toronto's medical officer of health, Dr. Elan Divila, told reporters the city has administered nearly 27,000 COVID-19 and flu shots since October 11th. We are encouraged by the number of people who are rolling up their sleeve to get vaccinated and to fight the flu and COVID-19, Divila said. It is a simple and highly effective way to protect yourself and those around you. Appointments can be booked at one of the city's 4 fixed-site vaccination clinics, including Metro Hall, Cloverdale Mall, the North York City Civic Center, and 410 Progress Avenue near Scarborough Town Centre through the province's provincial booking system. Torontonians can also now book both the flu shot and updated COVID-19 vaccine at hundreds of participating pharmacies around the city. Peel police are asking for the public's help identifying 2 men who they say may have information regarding a fatal shooting in a Brampton school parking lot last summer. On the evening of July 22nd, police were called to the St. Roth Catholic Secondary School in the area of Williams Parkway and James Porter Road for a shooting. They arrived to locate 30-year-old Anthony Puzzo, suffering from gunshot wounds and without vital signs. He was rushed to a trauma center where he was pronounced dead. Police said the suspects fled in a stolen Nissan Murano, which was later located burned. On Thursday, police released photos of 2 males in an effort to locate them, as it is believed that they have information relating to this homicide. Police previously said the shooting was targeted and not connected to the school. Anyone who can identify the men in the photos or has information about the case is asked to contact homicide investigators at 905-453-2121 extension 3205 or Crime Stoppers anonymously at 1-800-222-8477 or peelcrimestoppers.ca. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.